Hello and welcome to my fourth video in the Leadership Speak series. In this interview, I speak with Mr. Sunil Vachani, founder and executive director at Dixon Technologies, India's topmost electronics manufacturing services company. Mr. Vachani is an outstanding business leader and a shining example of success, with a net worth of over $1 billion. A self-made entrepreneur, in 1993, Sunil Vachani borrowed 20 lakh rupees from his father to set up Dixon Technologies and manufacture TV sets on this contract. This was an untested business idea at the time in India. After several years of struggle in the early days, Dixon Technologies eventually broke through the hurdles. Today, as India's top electronics manufacturer, they make millions of smartphones, washing machines and TVs for brands such as Samsung, Panasonic and etc. Dixon Technologies is an empire worth over $2.8 billion. In today's chat, I was most impressed and inspired by how, at the age of 21, Mr. Vachani had the confidence to create a new startup based on a unique and untested idea, and then work through the tough times to convert it into a multi-billion-dollar empire. So what lessons can we learn from Mr. Vachani's life as a top business leader? Let's ask and find out in the fourth episode of Leadership Speaks. Good evening, sir. I'm Rehan.
Good evening, Gyan.
Hi, sir. I'm Rehan, and I would like to introduce to everyone that you're the founder and chairman of Dixon Technologies. So, and with your permission, I'd like to start the questions.
Sure, Rehan. Go ahead.
My first question is, which college did you go to and what did you study?
So I went to American College in UK, and I did my business administration from there.
And so, at what age did you realize what you wanted to study?
I finished college and I came back from London to India, and my late father, who was always in the electronics business, and he was the one who started the iconic brand Western, which he founded in 1968, when he started with the transistor radio. So I came back and I told him that, I want to do something on my own other than the family business. And so he asked me, what do you want to do? And I told him that I want to get into electronic manufacturing as a service. So that time, the business was relatively new because everybody believed in keeping their manufacturing in-house. No one really believed in outsourcing their manufacturing. Now, of course, which is a trend, and when large companies like Apple completely outsource their manufacturing, as you know. But 30 years back, it was there was no trend. It was not something that companies were comfortable doing. So my late father, although he fully trusted me, he just asked me, "Sir, are you sure? Because I don't know if this idea will succeed, because companies don't really believe in outsourcing their core process of manufacturing." But I had to believe, and I think he full marks to him for having the trust in a 21-year-old's conviction. That's how old I was when I started the business, and that's how I set up my first factory. And he gave me a small capital to start the factory, and that's how it all started.
So that's extremely interesting, sir. So after graduating, instead of joining the family business, you started your own ventures.
Well, it wasn't a family business. I told him I want to start something on my own. I did train in the family business for about a year, and then I told him I want to branch out on my own. Yeah.
So how did the idea of Dixon Technologies come to you?
So, when I was studying in UK, I saw this trend that, companies had started outsourcing their core manufacturing process. And I felt that this trend would even come in India in a big way. And this is, how it normally happens also in a lot of the big ideas you see. And I saw that early on, and I said that this might happen in India too. And, luckily for me, I got my first break very early when a Korean company was looking to outsource some manufacturing of television sets to India. And they were looking at exports out of India. And I got my first order for a few thousand sets, whatever it was. And that's when the big break came in. Yeah.
Definitely, sir. And Dixon Technologies is one of the biggest companies in India today. So When you look back to when you started the business, did you ever imagine your business being where it is today?
So, Rehan, to tell you honestly, a lot of people have asked me this, and that, was it the vision that time that, you would, where are you now? Did you envision this? So to give you an honest answer, no. I think when I was starting off the business, there was just an idea. An idea was that, look, let's start this business. This has potential. But that time, I really wasn't thinking that, I'm going to end up as, India's number one electronic manufacturing services company. And I've never believed in that kind of a myopic vision. Honestly, that time idea was just plunge into the business and how do you stay afloat and get your first business. That's where your thought process is. I wasn't really thinking of, okay, I've started the business and it's going to be the number one company in electronic manufacturing services. Although I was usually excited about the idea, but that really wasn't the vision and wasn't the focus. The focus, as I said, was on getting orders, remaining profitable, and just staying afloat that time.
Definitely, sir. And in your opinion, do you think India will be the next largest hub for electronic manufacturing in the world?
I lost your connection, Rayan, for a second. Could you repeat that?
I was saying, sir, that in your opinion, can India be the next largest hub for manufacturing in the world?
Yes, absolutely, Rehan. If you see, there are a lot of tailwinds as far as the sector is concerned. One, many companies globally are looking at China plus one. One second, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, I was getting a call. Sorry. Many companies are looking at China plus one strategy. They're looking at an alternative because of the various geopolitical reasons. That's number one. Two, India is emerging as a very attractive destination for manufacturing of electronic hardware because we have a large manpower pool, trained manpower pool. Our costs are much, much lower. Indian government policy initiatives, towards driving manufacturing are huge. So all these factors put together, I feel that India is set to emerge as the next base for manufacturing of these products for the world.
Definitely, sir. And so Dixon Technologies obviously started out as an idea, but is an idea enough to be successful in this competitive world in times to come, or do you need much more than that?
No, I think it's not, idea is not everything, right? But I think it just starts off with an idea. It starts off with a spark, right? And it starts off with a conviction. It starts off with a gut feel that yes, this is something I want to do. This is something that I can excel in. This is something that as a country, there is a larger purpose that, India can be or as a country, we can be a superpower in this industry. So it starts with an idea, but of course, after that, a lot more is needed. I think you need a great team. You need to, get a great team on board. You need to ignite their passion. You need to make sure that you lead them in the right direction. You need to ensure that their vision is aligned with the company. They all believe in that vision. So many, many things are there, right? But you're right. It starts off with an idea, a spark.
So of course, I think everything starts off with an idea, then you have to build on that. So, and so since you manufacture so many products across so many brands, would you ever want to branch out and create products yourself and brand them here in India?
Yeah, so we would never do that, Rehan, because I believe in a philosophy that your purpose and your core vision is very extremely important, and sometimes the decision of what not to do are more important than what to do, right? And we had decided, and I think this is something that is cast in stone, that we will not compete with our customers, and it's also a question of focus, right? We feel that our strength lies in electronic manufacturing as a service. We do not have the strength of branding, and which honestly, even though if the strength can be acquired, I would not do that because I will never compete with my customers as a philosophy.
And has anything changed in your mind about how you would evolve your business post-pandemic?
Yeah, I think, the world has obviously changed a lot. And I think India too has undergone a major change. But what I find fascinating is the resilience of the India as a country, of we as Indians. And we saw that last year when I think all of us suffered through a worst period, right? There were 3 months of zero business, and I think if you see, so many companies have come out with results it's even better than last couple of years. So this shows the resilience that is there amongst us Indians, and we as an economy, and we as a country. But I think going forward, yes, things are going to change a lot. More devices will be needed now. I think two things are going to really fundamentally be required more than anything else is going to be data and devices. So I think this is where India has to play a role in both, in data and devices, right? And third, of course, now the whole focus now has to be on safety of our people, their well-being, the extended families. So that's how things have changed. Just some of the things that have changed, beside many other things.
Of course, sir. And sir, I have a question for you. Do you read much?
Yeah, I do read. I like to read, biographies and stories about people, who inspire generations and millions of people.
So,
And I think, yeah.
which
Go ahead.
biography would you recommend for someone like me in my age group?
Well, I think there are many, but if I were to just pick up, let's say two, I would say of Steve Jobs and Elon Musk. These two gentlemen really have inspired, at least they have inspired me, and I'm sure they're going to inspire a lot of youngsters like you, who have a dream, who have a vision, and who have that fire.
Sir, I will definitely read them. So my last question for you is, what is your number one tip for youngsters like me who wish to be entrepreneurs when they grow up?
Yeah, I think, a lot of the entrepreneurs or budding entrepreneurs that I speak to, when I ask them, what's the vision, they say that, I want to do $1 billion worth of turnover, or so much $1 billion of profits. I think, as an entrepreneur, never have your vision or your dream in terms of numbers, right? Because you'll be underestimating what you can achieve. Your vision should be on, changing the world, of some idea that can really make a big difference to the world, make a big difference to the people in the world, to the big difference to the people in your country, right? And if you can do that and have a real focus on, creating value for your customer and becoming an extension of your customer, things will automatically fall in place. Imagine if Steve Jobs would have thought about, let's say, I want to be a billionaire. He would have never been able to dream that the turnover of the company would be, valuation of the company would be a couple of trillions of dollars, right? So I would say never have your dream or vision in terms of numbers. Think beyond in a larger purpose. That's one suggestion I would give you.
Right, so thank you so much. I will definitely keep
Thank you, Rayan, and wish you all the best. And I can see that you're a young kid with ideas buzzing and huge excitement. So wish you all the best for whatever you decide to do in this world. Take care.
And that concludes my chat with Mr. Sunil Vachani. Here are two of the main lessons I learned from his amazing leadership journey. First, ideas work only when you work hard to build on them. Successful businesses do need good ideas to start, but to achieve success, you also need a great team, passion, commitment, and strong leadership to guide your business in the right direction. And second, sometimes the decision of what not to do is more important than the decision on what to do. Knowing where our strengths lie is very important when making major decisions in businesses and in life. It helps us stay true to our principles and to reduce risks. After every chat, I will be releasing a follow-up video and blog on key takeaways and learning from that episode. So please view my blog as well. You can share your opinions in the comment section below. This is the fourth in a series of interviews with business leaders and people who have achieved success in their lives. My goal here is to learn from their experience and to find out choices they have made in their lives that contributed to their success today. If you enjoyed watching episode 4, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll be releasing my next Leadership Speaks podcast very soon. Till then, think positive, have big goals, and focus on the road ahead.